First at 4, he's back. President Barack Obama just landed at SeaTac Airport, and that means your Friday night commute could get hectic. The president is here to fundraise for Governor Jay Inslee and other state Democrats. We have live team coverage of the visit. Traffic anchor Paris Jackson is tracking the impact on local roads. First, though, we go live to KOMO McCarran at SeaTac, where Air Force One landed not too long ago. Steve?
Yeah, it sure did, Mary. The president left SeaTac Airport about 10 minutes ago after arriving here at 3:29 this afternoon. That's about 9 or 10 minutes behind schedule. You can still see behind us here that Air Force One is still in place, and there's still several dozen people that are still here taking pictures in front of that plane. Those are just some of the group that came here this afternoon to greet him as the president arrived this afternoon. This is the president's first trip here in Western Washington since last fall, and potentially his last as president before he leaves office in January. Once he stepped out of the cabin door and made his way down the stairs, he was greeted by several top political leaders, including Governor Jay Inslee, King County Executive Dow Constantine, Seattle Mayor Ed Murray, and the president of the National Congress of American Indians. Inslee is, of course, up for re-election this fall. Also in the group this afternoon, several students from Misty Mountain Montessori in Puyallup, where one of the staff members there has a sibling who works for the president. Mr. Obama arrives in Seattle today after a busy morning in California. He already spoke to a conference for aspiring entrepreneurs in San Jose in the Bay Area and participated in a panel with Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Tonight he'll attend 2 political fundraisers here in the Seattle area, one at the Washington State Convention Center for Governor Inslee. He'll then attend a second fundraiser for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee later on tonight. The president will stay in Seattle overnight and then is scheduled to head back to Washington, D.C. sometime tomorrow morning. That's the latest here from SeaTac Airport. Steve McCarran, KOMO News.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. And this is a live look outside the Washington State Convention Center in downtown Seattle, where the president will be fundraising for Governor Inslee tonight. You can see the barricades are up. The street is blocked. 3,000 people are expected to turn out to hear President Obama speak, and he is set to take the stage just before 7 o'clock tonight. And anytime the president visits, his motorcade affects local roads and traffic. Here's a live look at I-5 along the route he will be taking as he heads towards downtown Seattle. You can see cars have been stopped. This is near Beacon Hill, near Jose Rizal Park. These are rolling slowdowns, so as the motorcade moves, the traffic should ease up. With roads closed for the president's motorcade and other big events happening, well, traffic will definitely be affected. Anchor Paris Jackson is here to help us navigate through that headache. Paris?
Mary, we're already starting to see some significant closures. The good news, though, if you are in the SeaTac area or even in the South Center area, those stretches of I-5, 518, and 99 have reopened. But here are the current closures. Southbound I-5 to eastbound 90 closed down right now. Westbound I-90 to Rainier is also shut down, and both directions of northbound 5 and South Center are currently shut down as well. And you can see in this wide scope of the map all of the delays, especially in that northbound direction, getting into downtown Seattle. Because westbound I-90 is shut down, you can see traffic essentially crawling coming across Lake Washington. So you definitely want to avoid it for the time being. And of course, as you mentioned, at 6:55, just before 7 o'clock, President Obama is going to make his first speech at the convention center. So that is where he is headed to as we speak. And then you can see just a lineup of where else he's going to be later on this evening. So avoid the Seattle area for the time being if you can, and we'll have continuous updates.
We'll check back with you, Paris. Thank you very much. Governor Jay Inslee's opponent in the upcoming election, Republican Bill Bryant, says the president's visit is a sign that the incumbent governor needs help.
A president doesn't come out to help a candidate or a governor who's ahead. He comes out to help those who are struggling. And when we heard the president was going to be coming out to help Jay Inslee, we realized they knew he's struggling.
Bryant says he has fundraising events scheduled around the entire state ahead of the fall election.
To politics now. President Obama landed at SeaTac Airport about 90 minutes ago. He is in town for 2 fundraisers. After getting off Air Force One, he greeted several dignitaries on the tarmac and then took a few moments to shake hands in a crowd of nearby supporters. Well, the president's motorcade whisked him to the Westin Hotel here in Seattle, causing traffic tie-ups for commuters along the way.
He will then head to the Washington State Convention Center to attend a fundraiser for Governor Jay Inslee's re-election campaign. And Natalie Brand is live with a look at the president's trip here.
And we are standing just outside of the convention center at 7th and Pike, and I want to show you some of the action underway right now. We have competing demonstrations going on right now. On one corner, there's a growing group of people who are demonstrating against the president's trade policies, TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership in particular. So these folks are against that trade agreement. You can see they've made cutouts of our senators and the Washington state delegation. Then on the other side of the street, there are some folks raising awareness about environmental issues that they say they care about and want the president to know about. From what we understand, the president made his way from SeaTac to the Westin Hotel downtown, which is where he is staying, and then he is expected here. We have not yet seen his motorcade arrive at the convention center, but this is where he will attend and speak at a fundraiser for Governor Jay Inslee. We're told that this is a sold-out event with 3,000 supporters of Governor Inslee and, of course, of the president expected here. Tickets, the starting price, $250. This is a very high-profile fundraiser that is helping to fill the governor's campaign coffers ahead of his re-election bid. I want to show you some of the numbers. According to the latest public numbers released, Governor Inslee currently has more than $6.5 million in his campaign funds, and that is compared to his Republican challenger, Bill Bryant, who has raised over $1.76 million, according to the latest numbers we have. We caught up with Bill Bryant a short time ago. Here's what he has to say.
The media loves to compare where we are, but I just need to raise what I need to implement my plan, and I'm on target for doing that.
Now, sometime between 6:30 and 7:30, we expect to hear from Governor Inslee and, of course, the president. Again, a speech at this fundraiser happening at the convention center where 3,000 folks expected to attend. Now, after the fundraiser here, the president will head to a private home, we're told in Medina, where a separate fundraiser for the campaign arm of House Democrats in Washington, D.C. will take place. So two different fundraisers happening in Seattle tonight, attended by the president. And again, ahead of this fundraiser, we have quite an active demonstration underway as this group expects the president's motorcade to arrive here sometime very soon ahead of the speech. We will keep tracking all of this action and have more for you over the next hour. Back to you.
With a wave and a smile, President Obama arrives at SeaTac Airport, sidesteps his limo, and then takes a moment to say hello to locals.
Mr. Obama is here to raise money for Democrats in what may be his final visit to Seattle as president.
Right now, the president is at the Westin Hotel in downtown Seattle, but soon he'll arrive here at the Washington State Convention Center. This is a live look, and you can see the street is blocked. The barricades are up, and there's a big police presence. The president is speaking at two local fundraising events tonight. The first is at that downtown convention center.
KOMO's Gabe Cohen joined us live outside the center. And Gabe, what's the scene like in that area right now?
Well, as predicted, this downtown area is a mess. Take a look behind me. It took us an hour just to get about a mile from our office down here to the convention center. A lot of roads are closed off, including 9 square blocks around the Westin Hotel where the president's staying tonight, and then here at the convention center where 3,000 people are funneling in for a fundraiser that the president will be attending to support Governor Jay Inslee.
The fact that history is, for me, history at my age, I'm just excited to be in his presence, so I'm excited about it. I want to be able to tell my grandchildren about it.
Meanwhile, before this event can even begin, tempers are flaring as guests arrive. A lot of protesters are here. As you can hear, I saw one Bernie Sanders supporter getting into it with one of the guests, disagreeing on who won the Democratic primary. Some are yelling, "Save the Orca." Some are protesting the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And as we come back out live, you can see a lot of these protesters have gone all out, bringing props. And below them are a lot of police officers from several agencies around the state. They're just trying to keep the peace. We're told by the White House that the president is expected to be down here right around 6 p.m. and his fundraiser later in the night expected to be a little bit quieter. It's a private affair for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. That is going to be in Medina. Live in downtown Seattle, Gabe Cohen, KOMO News.